I'm Jack Watson for Maryland Cold Cases in Edgewood. She was found in this area, in the water, stabbed to death. And still, nearly 40 years later, there is no one behind bars for the murder of Patricia Burns. Winter's Run, a Wednesday, July 6th, 1988. A family goes down to the water to swim in the early evening.
The mom had actually walked over to the edge and looked in the water, and she was pretty close to the embankment there.
Patricia Burns was only here for about 45 minutes before that family saw her. Some of her clothes laid out on a nearby rock and her body in the run. Burns was 25 years old and lived more than 20 miles away in Dundalk. She was a mom to a daughter and about a month pregnant with her next child. Not many knew it at the time. Earlier that day, in fact, she had a doctor's appointment at Franklin Square Hospital.
Everybody knew her because she had a pretty distinct SUV at the time, so she'd ride through the neighborhood. People could see her coming and would, wave to her, and very friendly person, very outgoing.
The fact Patricia was here puzzled her family. She didn't have a known connection to Harford County, but according to Detective Sergeant Chris Maddox, it seems like Burns came here on her own volition. He says detectives did not have much to go on, ruling out several people, and eventually the case went cold.
I feel like they did what they could at the time, and it is actually kind of amazing that some of the evidence they did collect, the clothing, processing her vehicle, with the forethought of maybe someday down the road, the technology would be there to test those items.
That, along with folks coming forward, gives Maddox hope Patricia's case can still be solved. Last August, the Harford County Sheriff's Office sent evidence to be analyzed at a private lab.
There's more sensitive technology now with DNA, and we're hoping we may get lucky.
It's tough to tell how long it'll take to get an arrest, but Maddox aspires to make one.
I'd like to think that something would come back on the DNA, and that maybe next year this time we could have another talk and have a suspect in mind to charge. It's hard to say. It's hard to say for this particular case, but it's not going to stop us from trying and putting giving Miss Burns' daughter closure and the rest of her family closure.
If you remember anything, even something small about that day in July 1988, you can call Harford County Sheriff's deputies at 410-838-6600. For Maryland Cold Cases, I'm Jack Watson in Edgewood.